Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. I have done another video on our channel talking about the affordability crisis for homeowners and how this is likely to impact our fellow Americans in the future as interest rates continue to rise. However, is the American dream of homeownership a false promise? Here's a headline of an article on your screen from Bloomberg. Is the American dream of home ownership a false promise? In fact, in Owned, A Tale of Two Americas, director Giorgio Angelini traces the origins of a discriminatory housing market. Welcome to this episode of Ignition Time, everyone, and welcome to our channel. So, what is going on here? Coming out of the Great Depression, the US government actually created a new housing policy that was trying to build economic stability and middle class through home ownership, through a lot of new laws that were created. But according to this article from Bloomberg, they also set minority Americans and white Americans on two divergent economic paths depicted in the documentary Owned, The Tale of Two Americas, which actually premieres on Monday. So what is actually going on? In this film, the director Giorgio Angelini shines a light on how the US housing market has been manipulated. Yes, has been manipulated and people have been discriminated against over the past century. In fact, subsidies for home ownerships largely flowed toward white Americans, according to this documentary, while practices such as redlining effectively created patterns of disinvestment in non-white neighborhoods and produce areas of concentrated poverty that still shape the United States to this day. So let me know whether you agree or disagree with this in the comment section below, because folks, this is a pretty incredible documentary and we'll provide you with a link to this resource, and if you like, you can check out the documentary. We'll provide you with the details in the description section below. So what does this film talk about? The film talks about single-family zoning as a particular culprit in creating racial issues and economic segregation, and makes an argument for ending it, and many cities and states have already started to do this. So folks, again, this is pretty incredible, and I want you to let me know in the comment section below, do you believe there is some element of discrimination when it comes to housing, when it comes to the dream of home ownership? Because that is exactly what this documentary is attempting to explore. In fact, when the filmmakers were asked, what do you want the biggest takeaways from this film to be? I'll quote the filmmaker. I really want people to meditate on the role that a home plays in a society. And given that America so overwhelmingly situates home ownership at the center of almost every decision we make and how we structure our society, I want people to ask, is this system really producing what we wanted it to? And is it really benefiting the largest number of people that it could? So what do you think? Let me know what you think in the comment section below, because I believe at the end of the day, every single one of us deserves a fair shot at the American dream. And I do believe that not every single one of us actually gets a chance to live the American dream. In fact, in this article, Bloomberg actually spoke with Angelini about the documentary, about US housing policy, and how the filmmaker's master's degree in architecture and actually his stint in a rock band, believe it or not, helped him come up with the idea for the documentary. So let me know whether you agree or disagree that our system is fundamentally flawed to actually help certain individuals and not help other individuals. In fact, there are a lot of misconceptions that we have as Americans about housing, and when specifically asked what are the biggest misconceptions that Americans have about the housing economy, Angelini said this: I think sometimes we convince ourselves that the housing economy is some sort of divinely ordained system that was bestowed upon us by some more intelligent creator, but it really is just a series of bad decisions that are constantly being patched up and made even worse. The system we have today really was born out of a desperate need for affordable housing coming out of World War II. And basically every decision made after World War II has just been an escalation of poorly managed solutions back in the 40s and the 50s. Pretty incredible stuff, folks. Again, is the American dream of home ownership a false promise? I have done another video on our channel talking about the severe affordability crisis. More and more fellow Americans are not able to afford a home, even if they make $100,000 or more per year, because supply is so limited and demand continues to increase. More people want a new home, more people want to upsize and to get a larger home, but affordability is becoming a problem. On top of that, we have some element of discrimination, segregation that is actually woven into the fabric of our system, into the fabric of how communities are built, into the fabric of how banks interact with their customers, into the fabric of how realtors perceive leave certain homes and certain areas that inherently puts some of our fellow Americans at a disadvantage. Now, this may not be a very, very popular thing to say, but it is actually accurate, and that is what this documentary aims to shed light on. Check it out. I'll provide you with a link to the documentary, to this resource from Bloomberg in the description section below. And I want you to let me know in the comment section below, is the American dream of home ownership a false promise? What are the origins of a discriminatory housing market? Do you believe that some of us, simply by virtue of the color of our skin, have a better deal and are able to get better homes, are able to live in better neighborhoods, and are able to get better mortgage rates simply because of the way we look? Let me know where you stand with this. Do we have not just an inflation crisis, an affordability crisis, which, by the way, has nothing to do with the color of one's skin? It's simply an imbalance between supply and demand. But more importantly, do we have the origins of a housing market that is steeped in discrimination? And that is something that can potentially make the American dream a false promise for some of us, not for all of us. Let me know whether you agree or disagree in the comment section below. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. Thank you so much for being a viewer and a subscriber. Please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. Check out my video. You'll also learn how I was able to overcome the cycle of poverty and build a real estate empire across the country. You'll learn a bunch of things in my introductory video. Please check it out. Also, please follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Don't forget to comment below. Thanks. Bye.